Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to save money fast and while on a low income. So let's get into it. So that's what this whole video is about: implementing a plan, having some strategies that are in place, and it's going to help you build that wealth. And really quick before we get into this is really about, can you save money while making not very much money at your job? And the answer is absolutely you can. It just depends on how you go about it. It's all about strategies in my mind. So let's take, for instance, a man named Ronald Reed. For 25 years, he was a gas station attendant, and for 17 years after that, he was a janitor for JCPenney, and he was able to amass $8 million. $8 million. And that's not high-paying jobs that he was working in. But what he did do is he had his own little strategies. Breakfast was a cup of coffee and a French muffin with peanut butter. He didn't like to pay for parking anywhere, so he would park somewhere and then walk to where he needed to go. Just little things that daily would just add and add and add. And then of course, what he was able to save, he would put it in the stock market, some blue chip stocks. He wasn't a broker or anything like that. He's just a basic guy. Put his money in and let it compound. $8 million, a janitor. So if he can do it, you can do it, I can do it. Let's get this video going. And my first strategy is this: if you work in a place where you're allowed to clock in a few minutes prior to your shift beginning, I suggest clocking in as early as you are allowed to. What I mean by that is this: I'm allowed to clock into my shift 10 minutes early, 10 minutes earlier than my shift actually starts. And that 10 minutes over the course of a week, 5 days, and sometimes over 7 days, turns into either 50 minutes of time and a half or 70 minutes of time and a half. That can add up over the course of a year. We're talking $1,000, $2,000, just depending on when you clock in. If you're getting double time on that day, then that 10 minutes is now 20 minutes. So start clocking in as soon as you can, and you'll make a lot of money. That's not even just saving it, that's making more money just for clocking in 10 minutes earlier. And if you can, clock in more than that. Now let's talk about where you live. Some of you will absolutely hate this idea, but move back in with your parents. Maybe pay them a little bit less in rent, and whatever you're able to save, you can put that back in your savings account and then use that as an investment down the road. But you're talking anywhere from $1,000 and up for rent these days. Maybe you can pay your parents $200 or $300 a month, and look how much money you can save. Even if you only do it for a year, 2 years, something like that, you can save an absolute ton of money. It's going to get you ahead in life. If you can't move back in with your parents, can you get roommates into the place that you're currently living in? Or can you move to a place that needs roommates? That's going to save you a ton of money on rent as well. Maybe you want your own space. How about, instead of the apartment that you have, can you downsize? The house that you have, can you downsize? Can you make it smaller? Now this is going to do a couple of different things. One, your payment's going to be less, and two, you're going to have less space to heat and cool, which is going to make all of your utilities that much cheaper. Another thing that comes with that is, if you have less space, you might be less willing to buy more things. And the less you buy, the more you're going to be able to save. So smaller space, less place to put a bunch of crap. If you use a credit card, find a credit card that has cash back rewards, or something that has some sort of miles for flights, things like that. If you're someone who likes to travel and you want to travel, find a credit card that actually gives back rewards. Let's talk about utilities. Like I said, if you live in a smaller space, you're going to be using up less utilities, but you also want to think about making sure that you turn off the lights whenever you leave a room. For instance, in the winter, maybe drop your heat to 68 degrees, and in the summer, you want to drop that cooling up to, bring it up to like 78. So you're not absolutely freezing to death, you're not absolutely sweating, but you're going to save a lot of money just by manipulating that cooling and heating, and your utility bill is going to go way down. And will this make you the most comfortable? No, you may have to put on a sweatshirt, you may have to wear socks. Oh no, trust me, I've done this for years, and it's not that big of a deal, but it can save you a lot of money. And you will have, in the winter, a lot of your heat will escape from your windows. So I'll use a plastic insulation and put that over top of my windows during the winter, just so I can save a bit more on my utility bill. And the opposite of that is in the summer, what I'll do is I'll get some drapes, close those drapes, dark drapes, that will not allow all that heat to come into the house and make me have to run my air conditioner that much more. So closing everything off during the day, especially when I'm not there and I'm at work. Can you take public transportation instead of a car? Can you walk to your work? Can you ride a bike to work? You're thinking about how much does insurance cost? How much does gas cost? Maintenance on your car. A lot of money can be saved just by doing that. Is there a way for you to figure out how to work closer to home? For instance, let's say you're making $17 an hour and you're having to commute 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes back. Look how much time that you're using up just on commuting. Not only that, how much gas are you using? How much wear and tear on your car as far as the amount of miles that you're putting on and the amount of miles on your tires that you're putting on. So can you find a job that's within that range, change positions to that job? And this may sound a little bit crazy at the beginning, but let's say you make $17 an hour and there's a job that's 5 minutes from your house and it's $16 an hour. Yeah, you feel like you're walking backwards, but how much money do you spend on gas per week and all that wear and tear on your car and the time that you actually have? So you could take a small pay cut and still end up on top because you're living that much closer to your home. And let's talk about food. Don't eat out. I mean, anything that you pay for eating out can get crazy really, really fast. Let's say, for instance, I did go out to a restaurant the other day and they offered us up a bottle of wine and it was $40 for that bottle of wine. Well, look that up after we left there and that bottle of wine was actually $15 at Kroger's. So this is what restaurants do. They will make whatever they have that much more expensive and you're paying for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So be careful about how much you eat out because that stuff can add up really fast and it can be either in your pocket or it can be in their pocket. In the summer, if you have space, make a garden. I have a garden because I eat a lot of vegetables. I especially eat salads that I take to work with me all the time. So I have a small greenhouse. I have a hydroponic system that I built in there, and I have a lot of lettuce in there that I take out almost daily. I have a lot of tomato plants because not only do I eat tomatoes, I'm going to jar it for sauce, salsa, you name it, and it's something that I'll be able to use even throughout the winter because I do the canning of it. Yeah, if you have space, make a garden. If you don't have a lot of space, you can still have a few plants that's going to save you money because every dollar counts. If you need clothes, don't make the first store you go to an expensive department store. Go check out something secondhand. Go to Goodwill. You'd be surprised at how many people would just toss away brand new items. If I need any clothes, I'll go and get jeans at Goodwill, shirts at Goodwill. Take a look at them first before you go anywhere else. And same goes for furniture. Go take a look at anything secondhand or take a look on your Facebook Marketplace, something that is cheaper. If you need it, that's fine, but it's going to save you money as opposed to buying something absolutely brand new. And that is it for the video, guys. I just want to do something very quick to show you that just because you don't make a lot of money doesn't mean you can't save a lot. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, we all have different goals when it comes to this journey that we're on, whether it be you want that big house or you want to retire early, whatever it is, but come up with strategies that's going to get you to where you're going, that's going to help you achieve your goals. So until next time, appreciate you guys watching.